So a minute guys, how many of us actually wanted to feel what it likes to be behind the wheel of one of these RC cars? As if you were sat in the thing at ground level. Well, this is my Spektrum FPV review. Got a Spektrum camera mounted to the car. It's in one of two positions there. You can also get one where you can mount it down inside the car with the lens poking out through the front. First of all, I'm going to show you exactly what you get for your money, how easy the thing is to fit to the car, and then I'm going to take it outside and you're going to sit in with me and ride along shotgun as we film from this camera and drive it from this camera, which is quite an impressive feat. Anyway, keep watching if you want to feel like a little kid, like you are sat inside the car driving it, because that's the view you get from this Spektrum FPV camera. Anyway, let's see what we get from it. This is my Spektrum VA2510 FPV camera review. I've got my FPV camera because I'm hoping I can squeeze it on the inside of my Losi Super Rock Rey. My friend Tony's got the Rock Rey and he said the camera fits on the inside, so I've got this one from Spektrum. Got some receiver extender wires, bargain these, about 20 different leads for just under $10 on Amazon. A little mounting kit here, all that will become apparent when I get the camera out of the box and fit it to it. The Spektrum FPV heavy duty camera takes its power from the receiver, which means and hence the extension leads, because I've no idea where the receiver is located in the Losi there, so I know it's going to be quite a distance away, hence this. This camera also, while it's a heavy duty version, is got a little bit vulnerable when it's on its own in the car, so this is a mounting kit which hopefully I'll be able to squeeze that somehow inside the car, but we shall see when I unpack it. What do we get for our money? And when I say this is real deal in terms of a FPV camera, it's not like one of these cheap drones where it works through Bluetooth and you get a bit of latency, like lag on the picture. This is instantaneous. It works with your proper FPV headset, and I do happen to have a pair of FPV goggles, so hopefully this will work with those. The camera itself is fairly tiny, fairly lightweight, lens cover over it, so I guess this is a heavy duty bit of the class. There's no, the antenna is hidden away within this, so that's going to take a fair little bit of abuse. So receive power off to the receiver wire there, and the thing then just transmits on its own to the FPV goggles, I guess. Now the little button on the back of here is actually used for selecting the various channels that the thing can transmit on. You can actually change the frequency of this camera from a servo connection on here, should you choose to do so. When it comes to mounting the FPV camera, you've got two options. Option A is with it inside the car. You'll see part of it protruding above the top. I'll come on to that in just a second. Option B is with it totally on the car, on top of the car, like that. That might be good for a crawler where you may be not risking going over too much. I would say from the applications I've got in mind, that's not going to be suitable. I'm going to be looking at option A. Now it talks you through all the assembly on here. It actually comes with a template, because you actually need to cut a hole out in the top of your car. I'll show you how I sort of loosely put all this together in just a second. But that is the assembly that's actually going to sit inside your car. You're then going to cut a hole in the top of your bodywork, and that is then going to get sandwiched and clamped down and mounted to the car like that. Hope that makes sense. I was not anticipating that, but we'll have to live with it and work around it. Now, quite how am I going to do that on my new Losi without cutting into that bodywork is beyond me, but we will see. Put it together. It's actually hex screws. You're going to take a bit of care around the lens on there. You are going to need to remove the lens cap to fit the front cover on there, but everything just tightens up with hex drivers, which is going to be very neat. But for tonight, just for experimenting, for getting it up and running, I'm going to mount it this way, which is the one that you would mount with it being on top of it. Well, for ease of access, I've plugged the Tactic FPV camera into one of the receiver ports on the Traxxas Rally, just with a 2S pack on board. And I was thinking, what have I got to do to pair it up with my headset down here? When I come down to my headset, press my channel button here, and straight away got the picture from that camera that you see over there. It's getting a little bit of interference on there, but real-time picture for sure. No lag or delay on that, and the picture on that is pretty darn good. That appears to be quite a wide angle, certainly enough to drive by. We shall see in the morning as the monitor needs to charge up. And as if on cue, the battery dies. I've got the Spektrum FPV camera fastened to the top of my Traxxas rally car. I've used template B, simply put 3 holes on the top there. I'm not going to keep it on permanently, but it's just a nice stable car in order to demo it to. Inside, take one of those receiver extension wires, run this down into the receiver. Simple as that. All you need is one spare port on your receiver and you're ready to go with FPV. Got my FPV camera in, power on in my rally, turn it on, and all being well, we're good to go. Driving in FPV. Well guys, got my Tactic FPV display here, linked to the Spektrum FPV camera, so off we go. Let's see what the picture's like. Just thought the rally would be a good vehicle to use it on. In order to try it out. I am going to run it on the Super Rock Rey on the inside of it. Pretty clear picture overall so far, but I am just within visible eyesight of the thing. Now, let's go around the corner, up the grass there, see how the display gets on. Just steering it just on the display there. And completely out of sight around the corner there. Oh, well, it's been losing my display a bit. Come back down, see if that improves. What I've found is that when it, now this time it's come back clear again. The problem I was having before I selected on the channel was that when it was going out of visible sight and that display was going a bit flickery, when I brought it back into range the display was still remaining flickery, but now it's come clear, which is good. Well, I hope you liked that little demo. Now it's time to take some brave pills and just try driving the car through the goggles. So I'm going to put my Tactic display in the headset and let's see how we get on. So, a good bit of fun there with the FPV headset on particularly. It's quite unnerving when you're driving it at speed to start with. And hopefully those like little stops in front of the wall scared people to death, because they scared me to death when driving the thing, but that was the intent behind that, me just having a bit of fun. Anyway, there's a link to all this Spektrum gear and the Tactic monitor below the video. There are numerous different ones out there, but the Spektrum one was particularly appealing because you get this heavy duty mounting kit for it, because I think some of the cheaper FPV ones that I looked at out there are not ideal for putting it on an RC car, or it might tumble over, even mounted inside, might get banged around a bit too much. I hope that makes sense. Anyway, you don't want to miss this running on the Losi Super Rock Rey now, do you? If you don't want to miss that, don't forget to subscribe. We hope you liked this video. If you did, please click on the circle image to subscribe. And if you hit subscribe, then don't forget to hit that little notifications bell next to it.